I can speak for all of us confidently, none of us have enough time to like go through that. And then if we make multiple mod lists, keep maintaining them all constantly is going to be the biggest nightmare in the entire world. So we can't do that right now. I've always said though, I mean, this is an open call. If anyone out there wants to make or work with us to like make a mod pack, we will work with you to like give you like a list and set it up and things, but we can't maintain it, so someone else will have to do that. So the offer's there. If anyone wants to, then you can reach out, but we ain't gonna do it. Sorry.
Yeah, if I can just add, that's actually a good point, and it's actually, this podcast is a good opportunity to use it to explain, because I've had very little but few criticism telling me that I'm essentially gatekeeping my mod list or something like that. I like my mod list the way I like my videos. I want everything to be as compact.
Women then.
Not women. I want it to be as compact as possible and as maintained as possible. And if I'm unable to release a product that is bug-free and that you will not going to struggle with, then I'm simply not going to do it, because I risk getting into a position where I could be accused for releasing unreleased products or unreleased packs, and rightfully so, because when you essentially make a podcast, or sorry, a mod pack or a mod list, it's your responsibility to maintain it, because some people are going to see that list 2 months down the line, or maybe 6 months down the line. So you have a responsibility to keep that maintained, and if you don't, you are basically wasting other people's time. So we do not have the time, considering everything, to make these podcasts. And also just want to add that I'm not a big fan of mod packs, or I guess you could call it mod collections, and anything related to Wabbajack. I guess that would be a good segue to talk about this a little bit, mod packs in general. I don't think that that's what modding is about. I don't want to say that just because I went through the learning process of how to mod that everybody should. It's just that modding is never going to provide you with a perfect 100% working game that is not going to eventually crash or eventually encounter a bug and all of that stuff. And in order for you to know how to troubleshoot this, you have to have some sort of knowledge, or at least be familiar with the pack or with the mod list that you've created. That way you'll more easily know how to troubleshoot it and fix the issues. For example, just to briefly, 1 minute, my visual overhaul is something that I've tested over 20 hours, and I've had a person that also does maintaining the mod list. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend you're 100% going to be crash free. You're going to encounter crashes from time to time, whether it's because, I don't know, you lack RAM memory, there's a specific cell that there's some sort of a mesh that is maybe not either properly optimized or converted or something like that, and eventually you kind of knowing what your mod list is about will lead you to the path how to fix that problem, and then so you can continue your playthrough instead of just being frustrated and then going to the mod pack creator and saying your mod list is buggy, your mod list is unmaintained, you wasted my time and all of that. So that's just my take. I'm not a big fan of Wabbajacks, I'm not a big fan of mod packs, and I can with confidence say that I will never make one, primarily because I think modding is about what I just talked about, but secondly because we simply don't have the time to maintain it. It's a big process and there's a responsibility behind it. So there you go.
Yeah, and I mean, it's called modding for a reason, right? If it was bug-free, I say bug-free, but we're in a Bethesda game, but if it was bug-free, like, meant to be working content, then it would be something not modding, right? Modding is fan creations, then you're never going to be able to secure a perfect fan creation because they're created by inexperienced people, to say the least.
Right.
And you get experience by doing modding, and you learn unload, and you're able to make some really insane things, but you don't have that like structure of what a AAA studio will have of like going through bug testing, fixing things, making sure everything's ready to be packaged before sending out, which Bethesda may or may not do very well, but at least they do it more than nothing, right? Like it happens to some degree with their games at least, which you don't always get with mods, and you can't.
I think it's easy for us to say that, you know, it's cool to learn about modding and it's an experience in itself, and it's educational to learn how to fix mods or just balance out a list of mods. But saying that, I also had so a friend of my older brother who's not into modding at all, he just used to play Skyrim when it came out, came to me and was like, is there a way for me to kind of get into this without fully delving as deep into it as like someone like us, like we are, right? And he's working a full on 9 to 5 every day. So for him, I think it's like, for people like that, stuff like Webjack Modlist might be, you know, a worthwhile thing to take a look at, because I know he had a lot of fun. He installed one of those lists and said that it completely changed his game, and yeah, and that was enough for him. He didn't really have to delve into it, although it is fun to delve into it because you like crashing. It's a lot of frustration, but it's a lot of fun as well in the end, and it's very rewarding when you learn how to properly set up a mod list. And
it's also possible that, it's absolutely guaranteed that we, especially us three, take simple changes in mods for granted a lot of the time. Like, if you're only ever played Xbox Skyrim, and let's assume modding wasn't on Xbox, and it's only vanilla for the whole of your life, you could download 10 mods and you would be like, this is the best thing ever. It's like changed so much. I remember the first time I like installed an EMB properly, I was like, I need nothing else ever again. This is like revolutionized the game, and it just made the graphics better. But
yeah,
like you just feel so much change from having nothing and then having something. So when you start off like modding for the first time, and you install like a mod pack, like Gim said, I can expect that would be like an insane moment to be like, this is the same game, but it's like almost like you're playing a remaster for the first time. It's like there's so much more stuff added. That enhances your experience.